Hi, guys, and welcome to Moonlit Scary Stories. We are your hosts, Cameron and Skylar, and today we are doing a podcast story together about Katherine Van Arst, and this is the story of her disappearance and reappearance.
I'm excited. So, in this podcast, we need to warn you of the possibility of language that may not be appropriate for all ages and to some may be offensive. The content we go over in this episode is recommended for mature audiences and there shouldn't be any trigger warnings. So, you guys are good for this episode.
I don't really think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start first. So, Devil's Den State Park is located in Arkansas, and that's where this story takes place. It is 2,500 acres of wilderness, and in 1946, the Van Arst family was at Devil's Den State Park for a family trip. At their campsite, their 8-year-old daughter, Catherine, was in the creek in her bathing suit near her brothers who were fishing at the time, and in a blink of an eye, she vanished.
Hmm.
So her brothers are right there. It also said her dad was nearby too, and they looked away maybe a split second and turned back and she was gone. And they weren't completely concerned at first because they thought maybe she had won because it was a little bit farther than from the campsite. So they thought
Hmm.
maybe she wandered back up to where their tents and stuff were. But then they realized that she wasn't there. She wasn't where she was with the boys. So then they started to freak out. The family could not locate her, so they alerted the park officials and a large-scale search was started. Several square miles and quickly because they understood Catherine to only be in a bathing suit. So she had
Wow.
no other clothing on. She had no shoes on. The search lasted for 6 days, which means this 8-year-old child was all alone in the woods in only a bathing suit for 6 days until finally a group of volunteers passed by a cave and saw Catherine waving at them very calmly. She spoke and said, quote, "Here I am." The cave where she was found was about 8 miles away, about 600 feet higher than the place she disappeared as well. Based on this, Catherine would have to have walked around 30 miles zigzagging to get to this cave in steep wilderness terrain in a bathing suit with no shoes. Her feet were swollen, covered in bug bites, scratches from briars, and other than that, she appeared to be in good condition, considering even an equipped person would not be in such good condition. So it's already kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, even her just going on, like I guess getting lost with just a bathing suit. That's like I would freak out
Yeah, I would assume that she wouldn't have survived for 6 days out there,
for real.
or she was kidnapped. I would have assumed one or the other.
Yeah, and we'll
Luckily,
get we'll get into that.
luckily, the cave had fresh spring water in it, so she at least had something to drink. One final odd thing was that the area she was found had already been searched by aircraft and dogs twice, with no trace of Catherine having been there. So it seems like she was somewhere else at some point. The odd circumstances surrounding Catherine's disappearance and reappearance would only continue, and Skylar is going to fill us in on that part.
This is my part of the story. I am going to tell you guys some little speculations we got going on. So that was wow. That was 6 days with a bathing suit. I okay. It so my part gets a little interesting because now that I know your backstory, it kind of sums up everything. So according to
Okay, so
David,
Sorry, let's stop
Good.
there. So you didn't read anything about my part?
No,
Yeah, I
no.
didn't read anything about your part either.
Okay, okay, okay. So, according to David Pilates, so this is a missing person researcher. I think you probably might have mentioned him, but he
I
said that
didn't.
there was okay, 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 okay. So, according to David Pilates, who is a missing person researcher, said several oddities when police actually spoke to the girl. Allegedly, she did not remember much about the 6 days she had been missing, simply saying that she had ate berries to stay alive and found herself in that cave. So I didn't even know the cave had running water. So that was my question to you is, about the running water because when she ate these berries, it gets a little creepier because the he also mentioned that the area that she was at was overgrown with many types of different poisonous berries. So she had to choose the exact right ones to eat, which seems a little curious because she did not have any outdoor experience.
Yeah,
So either she got lucky or she just knew what she was doing. I don't know. So
yeah.
she also made some strange remarks to people. They said she explained that when she had gone missing, she had simply been unable to find her campsite or her father and brothers, despite being right near them. She also said claimed that on several occasions she had shouted out to people searching for her, but they had apparently not been able to hear her.
Well, that's weird. She in another
Okay.
dimension?
That's what I was thinking. I think she dimension hopped. I am seriously thinking that. I'm like, because when you were telling me about that, and then when I was looking and reading about this, I was like, how could they have not found her if she was like right near their camps? Like, what, what the big? So she might have dimension hopped. She might have just hopped on that bus and went vroom.
Yeah, maybe.
But it gets a little there's some more. So she said she also seen the tracker dogs, but had been too afraid of them to approach them, which, I get that, they are kind of larger canines, sniff dogs, and or some are bloodhounds, but they're larger dogs, and her being her age, I could see her being scared of them. But she still, if she, like she said, if she shouted, they could have heard her. They should have heard her, unless, of course, she was somewhere else. She, sorry. So Pilates also mentioned that she made the strange mention of how she had slept in, quote, warm grass on the first night she went missing without any elaboration on what this cryptic statement meant. So she just
Warm
said,
grass.
yeah, warm grass. She
What she
slept
found in
on
warm
warm
grass?
grass. That's what I'm saying. Like, did she build a fire and or was it just the temperature? I don't know. All of these clues obviously fired up quite a lot of speculations as to what actually happened to Catherine. So there's a few more speculation. Here's the speculation part. One of the speculations is that she was lured away from her family by strange, unexplained forces and possibly even carried to where she was found and taken care of by these entities. Everything from fairies to Bigfoot to UFOs have been suggested in this speculation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
About to say
So
UFOs would be one.
exactly. I know a lot of people that says they've been captured by UFOs. We won't go into that. Other speculations that that you know some people have said have been criticism of as of to how the case was presented, and as well as some of the outlash elements that have been emphasized to make it more kind of mysterious. So that's kind of like they're not telling the whole story, possibly. So what really did happen to Catherine is everything she said, is everything she said Is it able to be explained? Not one soul that was a part of this disappearance agrees on what the right answer to any of those questions might be. So this case remains a mystery, and mystery of how and why she disappeared and reappeared.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy,
Yeah, it
but
is. Like,
also
it's
it makes me
eerie.
curious as to what
Yeah.
happened to this girl. I wonder if
Well,
she
sorry, go ahead.
I wonder if she ever like came out and spoke about it again later, or if she just doesn't remember. Because I just feel like an 8-year-old child, they are like kids are very honest and they're going to tell you whatever comes in their head or whatever happened. So I just feel
Hmm.
like unless she was coerced to say things, because kids can be coerced into saying things, then maybe she's telling the truth, even if it is odd.
Yeah. I mean, she might. I mean, because, I mean, like you said, little kids are more, well, they're sensitive to stuff, and they're more, I don't know, they'll tell you straight up, like, no, I don't want to hug you, or no, I want to do this, or you're ugly, and they, because they don't know any better, because they're kids. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna literally tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I think that maybe she did kind of dimension hop. I mean, people can believe what they believe, but there could be a different dimension where she, like, or it could have been a barrier if she was taken by these entities or fairies or whatever it was. They could have maybe put up a barrier to where, people could not hear her scream, or she could not find her father and brother. She was at the exact place, because you see those movies to where they show you they're in the exact place somebody else is, and they could be at the fire, and you could be just looking for them, and it be no fire at all, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of eerie to think, but I feel like she would tell the truth.
Yeah. I feel like,
Mm.
and here's another theory that I was thinking about. What if her parents hid her for like media fame or something? Not saying they
Yeah,
did, but that
yeah,
could be a
that could
theory.
have.
And I don't know.
Yeah,
This whole
yeah, that
thing is
could have.
weird because how did she survive for 6 days?
And you said she found water, and like I said, she found berries, and
Because she knew exactly which berries to eat.
yeah, see,
She was
but
in really good condition.
apparently she wasn't an outdoors person, so I don't see how that coincides either.
Yeah. And it said even people that are the most experienced and prepared and equipped for like hikes as much as she had went on or as long as she had walked would not have been in as good condition as she was.
Oh yeah, and maybe yeah, like maybe they pulled a Kimmy Schmidt off of Netflix. They put her in a bunker and gave her food and everything, and
For
then
6 days.
yeah, for 6 days, that's it. And then she finally figured out, or got undrugged or something, and figured out how to pop it. I don't know. It could be
Yeah,
it could be a lot of different theories you could go on this one. I think. I
yeah, it's
think that
true.
one and a few others. But
Yeah,
it's still cool. It's cool because I've never heard about Catherine, and is it Van
yeah.
Arst?
I
Yeah.
think it's been Arst. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I might be saying it wrong.
Sorry guys if we butcher it. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I have never heard of her, and I've heard
same
of
here.
it's kind of reminds me of the story of what you asked me to listen to on one of the podcasts we listened to together about I think Madeline or something.
Oh, the little girl that went
Yeah.
missing and the cops suspected the parents.
Yeah. It kind of
Yeah,
reminds me of that kind of story.
yeah, me too, except it's a good thing Catherine was found again.
Yeah, for real. R.I.P.
I think they just had a
So
new
that
break
was.
in that case.
Oh,
Or
really? That's
I,
cool.
I'm not 100% sure. I saw that it was an article, but it might not be updated.
Mm,
about her.
that's cool though. All right. Well, that was pretty much what we had together, guys. It was kind of short, but it was
Yeah,
short and
pretty quick.
sweet. You know, no, we figured we
It
would
ended
leave y'all
well.
without. Yeah, we feel like y'all in a happy note this time instead of a scary note or concerned note. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. Well, I'll do the social media. So
Heck yeah.
we are Moonlit Scary on Twitter, Moonlit Scary Stories on Instagram. You can email us at moonlitscarystories@gmail.com, or you can message us on any of our social platforms. We also upload to YouTube and include our citations there in case you're interested in seeing where our resources come from. And that's it.
Awesome. I guess we will talk to you guys later.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Bye.